Different look. We are here live in Chicago, Illinois, Northbar, the happiest place to be right now. What's going on, Mr. Hellum? Good to have you back, brother. Man, I ain't seen you in what, like a year and a half, man? Damn.
I've not seen you in a minute. This is our first time actually seeing each other since we started doing this podcast like 2 or 3 months ago.
Yes.
Welcome to Jays and Grays. This is episode 14, and it's all about the greatest comedy scene to ever exist in the world.
In the world, baby.
The Chicago comedy scene, and we got some special guests with us tonight. We got Abi Sanchez.
What up? Thank y'all for having me.
I got my man Marvin Phipps, but we're going to go by his black stage name, which is M. Dubs.
Good evening, motherfuckers.
You know what's crazy, Dubs? Is
What up?
that, like, you know how people always call you by like, your original name? Like, I'm always going to be Davy Boy,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
I would never call E. Butter Beasy, but I'm going to call him E. instead of Eli Hamilton, right?
Yeah.
And you going to be Dubs forever, right? Like I was Davy Boy, right?
Right.
Why, as black comics, do we not just use our real names? Because I had to change out from being Davy Boy to Dave Hellum because I feel like I want to make it. You know what I'm saying? But can you just have your ratchet name and that be it?
No. No, you can't. Because when you start learning the business and the game, you start learning, like, you know, you want to use your regular name. Because when I first got in the game, I was just like M Dubs, because my cousin used to call me M Dubs. And I was just like, I'm going to just go by M Dubs. But once I started getting booked and tried to get into acting and stuff like that, and they was telling me, yo, you got to, use your real name. And some people still call me M Dubs. I don't know why, but.
I mean, what do you go by now? Is it Marvin Phipps? Or
I go by whatever the fuck you call me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but you got.
I never call you Marvin, bro.
But when I walk in, like if I walk into a casting company, it's fucking Marvin Phipps. If I'm
saying now, moving forward, are you M Dubs or are you Marvin Phipps?
I'm Marvin Phipps. I'm always Marvin Phipps.
No, but you always were not Marvin Phipps when you were hosting the Blackest Night of Comedy.
I was M Dubs.
You was fucking M Dubs.
Yeah.
I feel like black people.
Well, see, I hosted the show Friday, and I asked you, like, what do you go by?
Yeah.
I'm like, you want to go by M Dubs or Marvin Phipps? He's like, Marvin Phipps.
Yeah.
Like,
When he
all right,
turned
so now
40,
you
he started
Phipps.
going by Marvin Phipps.
But that's the beauty of what we
Dubs.
do. If I'm in Inglewood, nigga, I'm M Dubs. If I'm up north, it's Marvin Phipps.
You got a code switch.
You got a code switch.
Man.
You gotta get you a universal
When I
name.
apply for that PPP loan, it's Marvin Phipps.
But speaking from experience, it's very hard to get black dudes to adjust to what like you want to be called, because I'm still being called Abi constantly.
Okay.
And like I tell him my name's Abi. He's like, fuck it. It's what I heard the first time. It's what it looks like on paper. So that your name is Abi. And I was like, I got to correct. Now I just gave it corrected people.
What's Abi short for? Or is that just the full?
It's Abi Maed, like Ishmael, but with Abi instead of
Wait,
Ish.
your name longer than that?
Yeah. I shortened it to make it easier. Motherfuckers still get it wrong.
Hold on. What is it again? Say it slow.
Abi Maed, like Abi Mael, like
Abi Mael.
Nigga.
That's one word?
it's 7 letters, 1 word.
God damn, I never heard that. Like I feel like
4 syllables.
Abi Mael?
Abi Mael. Yeah, think Ishmael, but like Abi.
You
but
be surprised, like a lot of comedians when you find out their real names, because it was a couple people's names I've been rocking with for like years, and I didn't even know their real names like 4 years in.
Like T-Murph. When I found out T-Murph's name,
Oh, my God.
Man, you can't
I was
spell that
like,
motherfucker's
man,
name.
there's so many vowels and consonants.
T-Murph name is one of those
Gutierrez.
names that be on the back of a vitamin, nigga. That shit.
And the ingredients.
Glucose glutathione, motherfucker.
It's a country in Central America. Jatarius.
Hey, I didn't find out one comic name until we got pulled over by the police. I was with Baldhead. We got pulled over.
Baldhead, another terrible name. Yes,
And that nigga name was Baden. I'm like, nigga.
That's his name?
Baden Prince Phillips.
See, I've been on Ballheads for 11 years, and I just found this out tonight.
Yeah, Baton.
And you know what?
Baton.
I'm not hating on Baldhead's name, but I'm just saying that I just don't understand, why do you think that people just never came into the game using their real shit?
It's another name. Hot Link. That's a comedian. Remember Hot Link?
Who was Hot Link?
Yeah, he's coming up with the jokes. Hot Link.
Nah, I don't know that.
Rifleman.
Rifleman.
But
Rifleman.
to answer your question, the
Major?
truth is, going to
Comedian
school,
Major.
going to school in the hood, I couldn't be Marvin in a black school. Like
Why not?
You getting beat up, nigga.
should know this.
You have to make up a hard name.
It's like prison.
You can't be William. You have to be W something.
That's
like,
true.
You know what I'm saying?
When I got to Morehouse, I made them call me by my rap name,
Which was?
Twig.
Get the fuck out of here.
You know why they call me Twig?
Why?
Because I snap on it.
Jeez.
Wait, so you and this nigga was rappers first?
Yeah, I tried to be a
I
rapper,
just
bro.
was freestyle. Motherfuckers knew me
Butter
for freestyle.
Beezy?
Butter Beezy.
Freestyle. So Butter is my real nickname. I grew up with that name. So
I thought you
if
said that was my
somebody
real
called me
name. I was like,
Butter-
wait, Butter's your real name?
Nah, if somebody called me Butter, like Butter. And like I'm knowing before I even see them, they either know me from the crib or they knew me from college.
But why do they call you Butter, though? Because you was smooth?
It was, yeah.
Because he peed in the
Shut your
bed.
ass up.
No, actually,
'Cause he was greasy.
my mom's naming that
Because
because
he was
I
greasy.
look, because I was fat like a butterball when I was a
Okay.
baby. But then when I got into high school, it transitioned into because I was smooth.
Shut your
And then
ass
when they came out that song, Butter
See,
Love.
that's the good thing about history is that we can't really
that's
check
real.
that.
That's real. Because like when they came out that song, Butter Love, what was that? Next, what's the name of that group? Then all the chicks are like, hey, Butter Love, be
How'd it go?
love. You got the love that I want, the love that I need. Remember that shit?
Deep looking ass, boy.
That's what they call me, nigga. Butter. And so when I took that in, I'm like, man, I thought I was going to have the dopest name in common when I first started. I'm like, I'm going to be Butter Beezy. And then after 6 months, I'm like, all right, yeah, this shit ain't going to work.
Do y'all remember your first headshots?
Yeah.
And, like, how terrible?
Nigga, can I tell?
Go ahead.
Nigga, I took my first headshots was in a pelly coat with fur.
You still got that
You
song.
still got the fur, though.
last week-
you ain't getting
Right.
rid
Last week.
You just got
No.
Last week.
It just says Marvin Phipps on them because
No,
you just got it.
It was a pelly, bro. And it was like 700 pounds.
Because you're from the west side. And y'all be doing
Did you have the $150 hat on too with the crystal and the watch on
the
it?
worst fashion in America
let
is
me-
from the west side of Chicago.
let me-
It's small jeans and big
Hey,
jackets.
Hey, he used to rock the shit out that spike jacket. Remember that spike jacket? It looked like a
Let me
Cooper shell?
clarify. I'm not from the west side.
I need
You
$150
just dress
hats
like it.
explained.
People just
though.
think I'm from out west.
Because you dress like
Because
it.
you had bad fashion taste.
I don't dress like I'm from out
So you
west.
got a mohawk, all your jackets be flashy as hell.
Remember when Rail?
This nigga got flaming hot sticking out the top of his head.
He's lying.
shit.
He got a bunch of Takis in his scrunchie on top of his head.
You got, hey, a lot of black people don't know what Takis is. That's a Mexican
I
shit.
just
That's a Mexican flaming hot. Like, that means the same
A lot of
shit.
people don't know what Takis is.
Eli, you look
Well,
like
I'm explaining to you. It looks like that, and it'll
But
burn
they
your
colored.
asshole.
But they-
he's one of the niggas you fight at the end of Mortal Kombat.
Nah, he look like he
It's
the
Goro.
back.
It's Goro.
And then
He died, then Shang Tsung. Like, I got you. Which I call Shang T Tsung in 6th grade because
But my
the
first
T was
headshots
silent. I didn't know
was
that.
With a pelly on, with the fur, and I put them on my business cards. And niggas was like, nigga, do you do comedy or sell dope? I was like, both.
And we still don't know. We still don't know.
I still don't know.
Hey, man, shout out to the people that's watching on Facebook right now. Thank y'all for the few folks who are here live. Y'all came to watch the live podcast of Jays and Grays. Me and Eli have been doing this for a few months now. I live in L.A. Eli's in Chicago. So this is the first time we've been able to actually be together and do this podcast. And it's going to be a great night tonight, man. Like,
I've been looking forward to this.
we're celebrating a lot of – it's been a dope week. You know what I'm saying?
Are we going to do this when Bronson Bar open back up? Fly back out to L.A.? Do this?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to just waste money and come out to L.A. and
Come out there
do a live
anyway.
podcast, sure. If you,
It won't be just for the podcast, though, but still.
I got you. But I'm excited to be home, dog. Like I'm glad that we are here talking about, in my opinion, the greatest comedy scene to exist. Because I live in L.A. and I see so many comics that come from these other places, and they are just not as strong as we are. And what do you think makes Chicago comics so good? Because I will put us up against Atlanta, D.C., I don't know, Oakland, Denver, Austin. I don't think no other market, pound for pound, can fuck with this city in terms of the talent that we put out. That doesn't mean that people
Right, that's
blow
not taking
up.
away from no other comedy scene, because there are some good comedy scenes out there.
Like what?
New York got a pretty good comedy scene.
Yeah.
But I think you can go from Chicago to New York and you won't skip a beat. There's no learning, there's no gap. Because like Chicago, you can get up 3 times a night, 7 nights a week, well, before the pandemic, but you can do repetition. So when you get to New York, you hit the ground running. There ain't no like, and you're not lacking for confidence because you just already did, like you got faith in the material and shit like that. So New York, I think they just get the rep just because it's New York, and everything with New York is associated is like it's the greatest shit on earth. But
New York is like LA. Most people who come up in the New York comedy scene, I feel like they're transplants. Like, I don't think that you can say that about Chicago. You might have a few people who are not from Chicago, and there are people who are the exception. But I feel like most of the people are from the Illinois, Michigan, Indiana, like Midwest, like hub. And you might come to Chicago to like level up,
right?
But I think like New York people come from everywhere. Like that's kind of like the move. It's like your hometown, New York, and eventually LA. Like that's kind of like the.
And I think the coast have way more dream chasers than they like people that just have the dream to go do it and then they realize they suck out there. Chicago, like you come here and you're like, fuck, this is where you're coming to learn. Like you coming to learn to see if you can follow this dream. You go straight to New York, you should go straight to LA. You're gonna fail immediately because you're gonna realize the shit is not as easy as you thought it was.
To answer that question though directly, when you said why you think Chicago comedy scene is so good and why a lot of the comics that come out of Chicago is pretty sharp. Sean Morgan said this shit had me roll. I never forget when he said the reason why Chicago comedians are so good is because motherfuckers here don't care if we live or die. Nigga, that shit was so funny. And I never forget because you can go into a room like in Chicago, like you do have two scenes though, you know what I'm saying? You do, and it is what it is. You got the north side and you got the south side. That's pretty much cut and dry, right? The south side is the more urban circuit. The north side is the more mainstream circuit. Talent scouts that come to the city to kind of look for who's next, they don't go do Southside shows unless they was doing jokes and notes, and that's courtesy of Mary.
Can we talk about that though? Why that is? And talk
because
about
Chicago is segregated in itself.
No. Not just that. That's I agree with you on that. But I'm talking about the level of ratchetness that we would have on some of these Southside rooms that existed.
Well, look where motherfuckers come from. Look at the neighborhoods.
Man, remember when Niche had that show? All her shows in the South suburbs, like. What was that one spot?
Karma, she had Karma, SLR bar.
This is like the spot in Dubs. We would go there it would be on Monday nights. Okay. This is in Harvey off Dixie Highway.
That's Karma.
That was the most ratchet shit.
Love Karma.
Like you either see a comedy show or a bicycle bike gang meeting that was happening at the same time.
The Monte Carlo Club
or Van Club.
Yeah.
I want to answer that question about the Chicago scene. It's a lot of things. And I think one of the reasons, too, is because you got so many guys here that never leave that are beasts. And Chicago comics, we really care about the name and our image. And they chastise you. Like my OGs.
Chastise you?
Yeah, they whatever the fuck the word is, nigga. Don't turn this into no classroom. Whatever. What I'm saying is
that's Dubs talking. That's not Marvin Phipps.
I'm saying motherfuckers make sure, especially when they fuck with you, make sure you get it right because they understand you represent Chicago. They put pressure on you. You gotta be good. You gotta be great. Because Chicago got people that nobody even fucking knows that's better than people y'all see. Like Marlon fucking Mitchell. We got guys that people that never seen these people that'll blow people out the water that's still here that we have to perform after or before. And so we get sharper, And
to add on to that though too, because I know with when I first stepped on the scene, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little intimidated because the very first stage I ever hit in comedy was Jokes and Notes on a Wednesday night.
Yes.
And I used to go up in there. I used to go like a month before I decided to go on stage. And Marlon Mitchell was hosting at that time. And he used to always bust my balls like, "You coming up this week? Oh, your pussy ass, woo woo woo." So when I first I'm gonna go up tonight, and the first time I walked up in there, it was a bunch of motherfuckers outside roasting each other. You know what I'm saying? And I knew I was funny, but but these niggas were so confident, were roasting each other, and it's like, who is this? And they just start roasting me. I'm like, I was so timid. You know what I'm saying? It was intimidating. Then we got on the stage. They and I'm seeing how people was bombing. This is back when Mary would let with Marlon roast you if you bomb.
Yes.
And I'm like, damn, I hope I don't bomb. And I had 15 people come out to my show.
And did you bomb?
Oh, nigga, 1 minute I got the music.
You bomb
the first minute, you know what I'm saying? And this was hold on. This when Dollar Bill was hosting. He gave me the music in 1 minute. what I'm saying? But
he was the DJ.
He was the DJ. No, not the host. I'm sorry. He was the DJ.
Right.
But at that point, I'm like, damn, I got to come with it because it's like, motherfucker, it was almost like initiation. You know what I'm saying? Because when you started getting funny, that's when people started getting respect. And you wanted the respect of your peers because one people weren't nice. The north side, they like, oh, it's cool. Hey, keep it going. And that south side, oh, this motherfucker ain't shit.
Man, the white.
Yeah.
I can talk from experience coming from the north side. They let you know immediately. There's no benefit of the doubt. Like, you had to be funny immediately, and they let the audience let you know, like, it's either be dead ass silent or get this motherfucker off the stage. And it's like they literally told you, get this motherfucker off the stage. And then you just see the host on the side, I gotta get you off the stage.
I thought Northside was nice.
The whites are so polite. Like white comedy, like they're just like, oh my God. Like even if you suck, white people just be like, yeah, good. Black folks be like, get the fuck off the stage. I paid $5.
And that's it. I think
Tell a joke.
I think that's the difference too. Is there's a lot of free shows in the north side, so they didn't realize they didn't pay for that.
Look,
you go to the south side, it's a minimum $5.
I have never had a white person ever say this to me before a show, but at a black show, they say the same thing. You better be funny.
Yeah.
You better like it's a fucking threat.
That's why
you better be funny, bitch. I'm like, who are you?
That's why I tell people.
Who are you?
Northside will send you off because you get off stage. You was terrific. You was amazing.
Come out there with
You
that same
do that
confidence.
shit at Francis, a motherfucker will come up to you and be like, "You wasn't shit."
And then ride off with with their bike club on a motorcycle.
But that's
They
what's
just
scary
all
about
ride
like,
off.
about like a north side comment going to the south side because it's like, oh, not only did you bomb, but now you at 8700 south, and you live at 4700 north. That's a long ass drive to sit there and think about like these motherfuckers did not like me from the get go.
Did y'all see that Patrice O'Neal special?
Yeah, killing is easy.
So you remember when Kevin Hart was saying when he bombed at the cellar and they threw that phone book on stage, he said, pick a job, cause this ain't it. I'm like, nigga, that shit sound like some shit that a motherfucker say here. That was so reminiscent though. What was your worst bomb ever though?
My second time at Jokes and Notes. The first time I did, so I started doing comedy in 2009, and I did Clark Jones and Will Miles, two black guys on the open mic.
Yep,
I sat down on stage now, and I had my jokes about me being married back in the day, and went well. I went to Jokes and Notes with that same confidence the next day, killed it, right? Marlon Mitchell was like, okay, you kind of funny. The second time I went back, I drank a bunch of vodka because I was nervous about going back up there. And I told a joke, and I think the joke was like, don't you wish you could turn on the music like when you get booed off the stage to people in real life? So let's say your wife be like, you don't get no pussy. And I'm like, play the music. And then the DJ played it, and it was just silent. And I got booed off. And I'm drunk. I got booed off, and I noticed that everybody who I talked to before the show would not acknowledge my existence after that happened.
Hey, listen, it's a rule in black comedy, especially at Jokes and Notes. If somebody bombed, we did not talk to you or touch your hand. Or it was like Corona before Corona. we didn't want none of your shit on us. We was like, oh, he can't. He just bombed. Everybody moving away from you. Like, no, we don't want that. It was crazy.
Man. Hey, Will Marley used to say, he used to come back and say like, man, I was in the bathroom. It's like, can you come get this young man off the stage?
I'm gonna tell you.
He said he gonna go home and tell mama, I burnt that motherfucker down, nigga. That shit be so funny.
I'm gonna tell y'all my worst bomb. Lil Real was hosting, right? So this particular night, y'all might was there, but my brother used to hang with this dude that used to have like this slick hair. He used to like have a fucking wavy hair. And Real, it was one of them magical fucking nights where Real got off. And I'm talking about, he talked about this nigga so bad. And he had the room on 10. It was like elevated. So he was like, I'm gonna bring somebody who know this guy well, because that was my brother friend. And I could not deliver or follow what Real had done. And when I got up there, G, it was like, that was the worst experience of my life. I didn't know how to handle that shit.
How long had you been doing comedy at that point?
Probably maybe about 2 or 3 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, Real would always say to me, like, that's a good thing when somebody kills it because that means the energy is going to flow to you.
But if you don't know how to transform that or ride that,
or you just convince yourself you can't follow it, you fucked up already. Like
I did not know what to do with that energy.
It takes you a while to figure out how to ride that shit out.
It was so high, and people was expecting me to do so much, and I got up there and I just dropped the ball, bro. It was like somebody threw me an alley-oop, and I just went in the air. Like,
both y'all bombs seem real nice compared to my worst bomb.
What was your worst bomb at?
Man, so
I think I know this, but go ahead.
So Billy Sorrells.
Yes. Yes.
What?
Billy Sorrells was in town. He's like, hey, he said, you want to come do this college show with me in Michigan? I'm like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. So we rode down there, and like it was packed. And then, you know, Billy was hosting, and then he brought me on stage. And so I started in my material, and I was like, dick pussy jokes, and he on the side of the stage like, no, and I'm trying like ignore him because I'm trying to focus, and he like, man, you can't cuss, it's a clean show. I'm like, what the fuck? Now you tell me that. She's like, it's kids in the audience, and then I looked in the audience, and it was like this little girl just sitting like this. Nigga, I instantly started sweating. I'm like, you know, and like I ain't really have a lot of clean material then because this is like my second year in, so I'm trying to like tell the same type of jokes but not put the cuss words in it. And this shit was going horribly. And like it was a bunch of like young freshmen, sophomores up in there too, and like ain't nobody talked to me after the show. I was sitting like on the little bleachers and shit. He like, damn, yeah, you fucked that up. Like, nigga, why the fuck you ain't tell me I couldn't cuss? He's like, I thought you knew. I'm like, how the fuck I know?
That's hilarious. Abi, what about you?
They didn't even want to pay me my money.
Oh wait, hold on.
It was
They didn't pay you?
Nah, like I like, Billy, you gotta get my bread, G. I still drove all the way out here like they said they ain't gonna
Nah,
pay
see,
you. I'm like, motherfucker,
you
you supposed to pay me.
You know who you were though. The same person I was. You were the nigga with a car, right? And people would take advantage of you.
oh yeah, because you could drive.
Because you have a vehicle,
Yeah.
and they would just want you for the transportation, but they don't want your jokes.
Yeah.
They just want you to just drive. You know?
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
I started doing the Mike Yo shows, and Mike Yo likes to fuck with new comics. So he put together an all-female lineup. This was at Wather. You ever do Wather on 47th and Pulaski?
Oh, that's like back in the yard,
Yeah.
right?
So he had an all-female lineup. It was 10 female comics, so there was nothing but women in the crowd. He made me go up first before, so I'm introducing the host. He's like, I need you to do 10 minutes. And none of these people expected to see a dude in there. So they just staring at me, and I'm just doing jokes the same as with you. Like, it's all like I'm new, so I'm swearing. I'm just doing all this goofy shit, and it just wasn't working. And there's a woman in the audience, and she looked at her friend. She's like, why the fuck did you bring me to this?
Wow.
And I'm just sitting there like, this is my second or third show ever. And she looked at us like, why the fuck? And then she's like, why did I come out tonight? And I could clearly hear her because the stage is no further than that fucking old-style can. And I just looked, and I was like, oh, man, I ruined your night. And I was just staring. I was like, all right, well, give it up for your host, Gwen LaRock. I didn't even do my time. I did like 3 minutes. I got the fuck out of there. And then they made me seat people like after that. So like, so I'm walking through the crowd, and everyone's just staring there like, this motherfucker that just ate shit in front of everybody. And then I called Mikey up. He just started laughing. He's like, oh, you got to learn. And I was like, man, fuck that
Abi
shit.
was up. You was up there like, women be shopping.
Women be motherfucking shopping.
Yo, like, where my Latinos at? And it's like, it's a whole room.
If anybody tell you that they ain't never bombed before, then they don't really do comedy like that.
Well, let's talk
It's
about that
happened,
too. Let's talk about that too, because like that's ego, and your reputation is very important. This is why, like, when I go to like Francis, I might go up at Francis 10% of the time. Like, it's not worth dying a death in these rooms where the people want you to be so great. And let's say you got new material you working on, but like places where you just can't do that. Like, I'm not gonna do that at Bar 10. I'm not gonna do that at Francis. I don't even like doing new material that I haven't done at Mike several times, because I don't want people to be like even you all who are here right now watching this live podcast. You know, if you don't know any of the four of us, we want to impress you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want you to be a fan of us. But if we come out with new jokes and they suck, you're going to be like, oh, he ain't shit, right? So that's a very hard topic. So my question to all of y'all is, how do you go about the algorithm that is working on new shit versus doing old shit? Because I saw you last night at Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
I haven't been on stage before last night since October 2020. I did all my old shit last night, and I felt great. I didn't feel terrible at all.
No, my thing is, if you come out on the weekend, I'm gonna give you my best shit. If you come out on the Tuesday, I'm probably gonna fuck up your Tuesday night. because I'm only going to try new shit because it's the only opportunity because it's low pressure. On the weekend, you worked all week. I want to impress you. I want to make new fans, and it's like probably even a more live crowd. Like that crowd last night, that shit was too live for you to try to do new shit and just eat shit in front of 110 people.
No.
So, but it would have been 30 people on a Tuesday. I'm like, all right, here's some new shit I'm working on. We'll see what the fuck happens. And then I treat that like as an open mic at that point.
For me, it don't matter. My credit score is so great. I don't give a fuck. It's like I sleep the same way every fucking night. So
I just go to the I just go to the north.
You
side.
do have a very high self-esteem. Like
Yeah.
I want to say that outside of comedy.
You have to have high self-esteem to do comedy.
I don't.
You have to, though.
But I think most folks don't. I think we do comedy because we need that affirmation that you are like something. I don't know. Like maybe not for you. Like what made you start doing comedy?
Well, I've always been funny. I've always been able to.
You see how confident he sounds in telling the
real,
story?
real shit. Even
But I think every comic has been that dude that's always been funny.
No, even when I didn't know what I was doing, I had a teacher that would allow me to do shit before class because that's the only way I would sit down. Every day she'd be like, okay, Marvin.
So you would get up in front of the class and do a set.
And do a set before I even knew what I was doing. Because if I didn't do that, I was going to disrupt the class anyway. So she allotted me time every fucking day because she knew I needed to do that. And I basically was doing comedy in high school at Curie High School, and I didn't even know it. And I'm just talking about people's shirt and this and that, and she'd be like, okay, that's it. And that's how I would do my work.
And how did the class respond to it?
I'm talking about rolling in stitches. And I didn't even know, I didn't even want to, nigga, I wanted to be a fucking garbage man. Like, I didn't know nothing about
That's a good
comedy,
job, though.
didn't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? But I did that in school. So when I saw Little Rail on Facebook talking about open mic.
Right.
Didn't know this nigga. I called, said, hey, I want to come do open mic. And he was like, come up here, nigga. He said that, like, come up here. I went up there on a Wednesday night. I saw him, and I'm glad he didn't put me up because in my mind, I saw this dark-skinned, ugly nigga. I was like,
Shut up!
This is what I'm thinking.
Shut up!
This is what I'm thinking. I'm like, I'm finna roast the shit out of him, right? But he fucked somebody up so bad that when I finally went up, I was like, that's not the move. And I had to change my whole shit. And I'm glad he didn't put me up.
We should have a segment of this podcast dedicated to Milton Howery, a.k.a. Lil Rel, because
I didn't see
Man, hold on.
I didn't see him do some old funny shit to people in the
Rel
audience.
really
bro.
raised the generation of like real shit.
But hold on. I came in to Jokes and Notes, and I came in. I was drinking. I was drunk. I ain't gonna lie. And I saw this guy for the first time, and I was like, "Who is the nigga with this fucked up haircut and these glasses? These women glasses on that don't even know that they're female glasses." But like he was, and somebody was like, "Man, shut up! That's real. That's real, right?" But I didn't realize that this is like the funniest motherfucker that I have ever met. And I came in after Real was the host. Okay. Can you talk about the mood of Jokes and Jokes and Notes on a Wednesday night when Real was hosting? Like the energy?
It was.
You were there for that?
The best way I can explain Jokes and Notes was like, if you a wrestling fan, it was like WrestleMania, nigga. Like every fucking Wednesday night, the level was a 10. It was a show. Because Real said, his words was, it's open mic, but not really. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew the level and how he wanted to keep it, and he wasn't letting everybody go up. And he telling you, I'm not putting all you niggas up. I'm gonna put up show.
Jokes and Notes. We talking a lot about Jokes and Notes. Jokes and Notes was literally the best open mic in Chicago since I've been doing stand-up for the last 11 years.
Paid audience.
Everybody wanted to go on stage. You wanted that. Even if you was scared, it was almost like a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, the crowd, the energy, it really was.
Where the camera at? It was zoom in. It was so many bitches at Jokes and Notes on a Wednesday night when Lil Real was hosting.
And you wanted to kill.
You had to be funny.
You wanted that reputation.
Because you was going to take somebody home. But look,
what years was this?
This was shit. I started in 2011. Up until they closed.
09?
No. 09, Marlon Mitchell was the host still.
07 to whenever he stopped.
To 2000, yeah.
Because I started in 07.
So that was before I even started.
Yeah.
Okay.
They had a whole thing, like it was a comedy show, Jokes and Notes, but then him and Don Ski would have an after party for a fucking open mic.
Fucking God. We went to Divine.
In Wicker Park.
Yeah.
No, Divine was like right here.
This is Wicker Park, but
down the street.
I'm from Inglewood, nigga. I don't know where I'm at right now.
It's just the north side to you. Like
I just know when I see white people jogging, I'm in a safe area, nigga. When I see dogs I can't name, I'm cool. But look,
that's Nikita.
all I know, he had a situation where we did comedy, and what was crazy was all the comics got in free at this spot. And I never clubbed before. I wasn't the guy that went out, drink. So that was a whole new life to me. Like when I started doing comedy, I had a baby and a woman.
You had a child already?
I had a kid and a woman. When I started, like all that shit was like, I was like, bitch, I'm gone. Like I don't know what the hell going on, but I didn't sign up for this shit. It's some new hot chicks out here, and that shit just. That's why I tell people, if comedy don't fuck up your life, it's not for you. Like,
how old were you when you started?
I was 27 when I started.
I was 28 when I started.
Dang, I was 28.
I was 33.
Man,
Damn, nigga. How old is you now?
I'm 43 now.
You 43?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Okay, that's a good segue, honestly, in terms of like, when do you think people should just stop doing this shit? Because like it's certain people like I'm like, would you please retire? Like would you just stop? Because it's so competitive. You just taking up space from these shows.
To be honest,
I mean, it's real.
you can't tell nobody to stop doing this is
I think comedy tells you when to stop.
Even
when those bookings stop coming, when all that shit stops happening, that's like
But
fuck,
here's the truth.
You know Khalil, the comedian.
Yeah, we know Khalil.
Hey, but no, I didn't seen Khalil kill a lot of times.
Hold on, I said Khalil, when are you gonna retire? And he said not until I die. I'm like, well, nigga, die.
Well,
like it's not.
Khalil
well, I
gonna-
guarantee you he'll be here tonight.
and one thing, Khalil will never die. Like I don't know, like Khalil. If you don't know who Khalil is, Khalil, what nationality is Khalil?
Indian.
He's Pakistani.
He's Pakistani, right? But Khalil be in the most dangerous black neighborhoods. Like he be at shit that I don't even go to. I be like, what the fuck is you doing there?
Now hold on. Now that's a good transition. What is some of the most dangerous spots that you've done comedy at? 'Cause we did shows from the nicest areas to the crevices and cracks of the motherfucking city where it was super dangerous. And what's his name? Short arm.
D-Man.
D-Man used to throw the most dangerous comedy shows.
Yeah, the nastiest
58th
places.
And fucking.
When a rat just come up during your set and just take the mic from you, like what the fuck?
Motherfucker shooting dice right in front of the door. You like, excuse me, you trying to be nice, man? Yeah, we didn't need comments.
But hands down, the grimiest spot, and it would be on Wednesday nights after Jokes and Notes. City Life on like 83rd and Cottage Grove. But white people, hear me out, okay? I know. I want y'all to just visit some of these places. Go to 83rd and Cottage Grove and just realize that you should just never be there ever, right? And we would come and do shows at these places with no fear. Harold Pierre had a room in Inglewood.
That wasn't his room though.
Whose room was that?
That was T. Davis and Buff Bay.
Oh. No, I'm not talking about City Life. I'm talking about Harold Pierre's room.
That was 63rd and Cottage.
Man, no, that was in Inglewood, like off Halsted, in like 63rd and Halsted, like somewhere that a Whole Foods shouldn't be, but it is right now, right? So like somewhere, like.
Look, as a North Sider, if you hear a number and then a street name, you already assume that's the most dangerous place in Chicago. It's just like, it's what? 83rd? No, I'm good. Like, cause I need two names, Lawrence and Pulaski. You tell me 83rd and Pulaski, I'm like, I don't know about that.
Any number, you're not going.
Any number, because I didn't start doing it. This is legit. I didn't start going to the South Side until I started doing comedy. Okay. Because it just never. I never had a reason to go down. It's the north side. You never had a reason to go.
Where are you from?
I'm from Albany Park, so I'm like far northwest side.
That's like Russia. Like that.
Yeah,
that's so fucking.
Yeah.
That's so far.
Albany
That's why.
Park?
That's when people's like,
Look at
I'll
Doug's
go out of
face.
town. I go out of
Where's
town.
that?
Huh?
Where's that at?
That's like on the way to O'Hare.
Give me
Yeah.
coordinates. Like
Give me an
It's the end of the brown line. If you take the brown, like I
don't
can't.
know
I
that.
can't give.
You can't give
We
people.
only know-
Okay,
we only
I'm
know the
40.
red
I'm
line and the
4700
green
north.
That's what I
thank
need.
you.
That's what I
4700
need.
north.
You can't say brown line to black people. We only know the red line.
Red line, red line and the green
That's
line.
all I know. Sir Mac to fucking 95th Street. Man.
Hold on. So let's talk about some memories real quick. I never forget when Damn Fool was hosting jokes and that dude in the red suit was like, he's like, I'm next, but Fool kept putting people in front of him, and Fool called up the next comedian, and he's like, no, fuck that. He said, he grabbed the mic from Fool like, I told you I was next, and man, it was like 5 niggas rushed the stage, and Mary was just sitting outside like, who is that? You can't, like, one thing you cannot rush the stage, you know what I'm saying, ever. Like, that's like one of the unwritten rules, and dude
Yes.
tried to, and then Fool was like,
Yes.
he was on some Nino Brown shit, he's like, man, get his ass. Like, man, you ain't running shit, motherfuckers gonna do that shit anyway. But that shit was so motherfucking funny.
Shout out to Mary Lindsay, the godmother of
Yeah.
Chicago comedy. If you don't know who I'm talking about, Mary ran one of like I think the only
It was
black female-owned comedy club in America at Jokes and Notes,
Yeah.
which was on 47th and King Drive. And if you never came there, shame on you. But Mary would treat us every week and tell
You
us
ain't
we
get cussed
wasn't
out. She
shit.
ain't fuck with you like
Yeah.
that. She
But the
cussed
thing is, if
everybody
Mary
out.
fucked with you, she fucked with you.
She did.
Like she.
Can we
she
tell the
rode
story,
for you.
E-Dot? Can we tell the story about? So me and E-Dot, like, so if your name was hot, if you had a hot show, it had 4
I
words.
thought you meant like hot sauce.
Like I had a show called "Thank You Very Much." What was the show that we had at Jokes and Notes? This is
You're
for-
welcome.
Oh, You're Welcome. I'm sorry. Never mind. My whole premise is shot now. Never mind. It was called You're Welcome.
Okay.
And we had a show where we booked. Was it Drew Fraser from like New York? And we spent all this money to bring this outside comic in, and nobody came to the show. And when Mary wasn't making good money, like she was just being in a shitty mood. And I was trying to get paid from the show.
Okay.
And Mary, I'm talking to Mary. She's not even talking to Eli at all. Like I'm like, hey Mary, I'm sorry that the turnout wasn't great. And she looked at Eli. She's like, you're not gonna make it. You don't have it. You don't have it. You don't have it.
Nah, that
you
ain't how it
serious?
went. That ain't how it went.
Are you serious?
No, so I'm gonna tell you exactly how it went. 'cause
That's not how it went?
I was the one that was impacted, so I'm gonna tell you how it went.
Okay.
Adi.
So she was like, Dave was like, hey man, Mary said that you can't host. I'm like, what the fuck you mean? This our show, motherfucker. We put in this like, he's like, that's what she said. I'm like, I'll talk to her. So I'm like, why you say I can't host? Because you can't host. I'm like, man, and I just like, I was at a point of frustration. I'm like, damn, Mary. I'm like, why you always busting my balls? You know what I'm saying? This is our show. We put money in this, our host. Ooh, I be here every Wednesday putting in work. Woo, woo. Because you just don't have it, okay? Now back off.
Are you serious?
And he
Nigga.
drove his car into
Hold
a
on.
tree immediately
So I'm
after
like,
the show.
So it's like
From
I
the
stepped,
passenger
it's
side,
I just
like,
like
fuck it,
got
just
real
let it
quiet
happen.
and I just stepped away real slow. And I'm like, I
Wait a
just nodded my
minute.
head and I just stormed out. And Dave was outside talking with some people after the show, like, hey Eli, I'm like, man, fuck all y'all. And I just drove off.
So-
and then like I ain't go up the jokes for like a month. But then I started coming back, and then like she actually gave me a weekend. You know what I'm saying?
She
That was
feel
my
bad,
first
'cause you-
weekend. But then our next show we did, like I fucking murdered on her. I think we had Bobby J up there, and she's like, I heard you did really good, and it was like ever since then, it's like that just kind of put the fire under my ass.
Fuck that.
Because like we was all trying to get Mary to like fuck with us, like you want to impress Mary, you know what I'm
Mary
saying?
told you out her mouth
Yeah.
that you didn't have it.
Like, you just don't have it, okay? Now back off.
That is a club owner. That's like
Your parent.
that's like what's the Bulls owner Jerry
Jerry
Reinsdorf
Reinsdorf.
telling one of the point guards you just don't have it, nigga. Like you will never play for this team. You suck. That's
I needed to hear that though, because that shit.
so.
fucking
What did you
burned
do
the fire in
different?
my
What did
ass.
you do?
Nigga, I just got way better after that. Like I was pissed off. I was in my feelings. I ain't gonna
Sometimes
lie.
you need a push.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
like
pushed
I was
you.
like, it was different. Like when comics talk shit to you, like whatever, they talk shit to everybody.
That's a hater
But
talking
when
to you, right?
somebody like that you want to impress, cause like everybody wants to get a weekend of jokes. You know what I'm saying? And like when you been working so hard to try to get her to fuck with you, and she tells you something like that,
wow,
it's like either you gon' like pressure either bust pipes or make diamonds. Nigga, I went back. I just started thinking like, all right, fuck it, then I'm just about to be a beast out here. But I didn't go back to jokes for a while because I was mad as shit. I was so mad at her. And then like I came in one weekend. I had my girl at the time in town. She's like, hey, Eli. She was actually trying to be nice. I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I was still mad at her. But then when we had our next show, I ripped the host, and then she gave me a weekend after that. And then she gave me another weekend 6 months later. So like, if you got 2 weekends in a year, that was kind of cool.
That was
you know
a big deal.
So I sometimes you kind of need that shit because you gonna let the pressure like run off because we've seen a lot of comics run off the bombed and never seen them again, or he's gonna keep coming back like fuck that I'm gonna get better and get
Christmas.
Better.
You said what?
Who?
Shondaland Christmas. Y'all remember her? Sean.
No. Oh.
Sean, female Sean, right?
Tell that story.
So this was a chick that was doing comedy at Jokes and Notes. And I think she bombed so hard one day. We never seen her again in life. Like she's not on Facebook.
She just quit comedy.
No, we don't know where she's at.
She got her CNA, just
like
a whole new career.
She
drive an Altima now.
Because that famous night, she was on stage, and Mary grabs the mic and says, "Tell some jokes. Tell some jokes." Right during her set. And after that night, we never saw her a fucking game. And she used to come to the comedy club every week, every week. So Shondaland, if you're seeing this, if you hear my voice, inbox me, please. We've been looking for you since 2009.
Let's talk about DJs though.
What about it?
Oh man. If you could do good in DJs, you was alright because DJs was literally the toughest room I've ever done.
You know, and it was. Let's just preface this by like what people who just walked in, you might not know what was going on. Like, we came up on the south side, outside of Abi for the most part, right? And we just saying that there's a discrepancy in terms of like how nice the white rooms are. You do new material, and people are just like, oh my God, like you tried. And then the black folks who would just be like, you better be funny or we gonna beat your ass. And DJs on 154th. Another number.
That's a number.
In Cottage Grove.
That's a high number, too.
In Dalton, Illinois.
Triple digits? Fuck that.
In Dalton, Illinois.
No,
on Thursday night, run by Robert Stick McClay. Would you describe this environment, please?
Y'all can go ahead. I mean, first off, Stick is so high energy and funny as shit. As a host, you know, you get the crowd going, and then when it's at a level, you leave. Not Stick. No. He took it way, way up here. And if you wasn't like him, then you wasn't shit.
Right.
And like in a way what they did, they just wouldn't listen to you. They would be over talking you. You know what I'm saying? Like
Derrick Rose brother.
Motherfucker walk right in front of you in front of the stage like you ain't even there. Just disrespectful.
So if you ever seen the movie Lean on Me, the opening credits when everybody's just going crazy in the cafe, that's how DJs is on a Thursday night.
Animal House.
It's just, Animal House. It's just ruckus.
Let's paint the picture though. Like you see, like tonight when you watch the show, I'm gonna be up here. This is the audience. Like y'all are here. It's just one side.
Right.
DJs was like Pit Fighter, the video game, where it's like 360 degrees of niggerdom around you, right? And you have to. You gotta fight like joke.
You got people shooting dice, people playing cards, people throwing food, throwing chairs.
Yeah.
But in that environment, you have to learn how to
control the crowd
and perform, right? You got to be a performer. So if you're just up there delivering jokes, that's not going to cut it.
I'm gonna do this set.
That's not gonna cut it.
You gotta be able to riff. You gotta be able to fuck with the audience.
For black
they
people,
don't care about material.
You gotta sing and dance. You gotta be Usher. They want you. You can be amazingly funny, but they be like, nigga, if you wasn't on fire, like they want you dancing and shucking and jiving.
And the thing is, we telling these stories because the whole premise of the show was about the Chicago comedy scene. These are like rough ass locations that the average person would have been gave up doing comedy. But we was out in these spots every fucking night. And it was fun because we had each other. Like back when everybody, before people kind of started getting to another level in entertainment and moving and what, we was all like family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
We was all cool. We used to be with each other all the time. I mean, it was like we was co-workers. You know what I'm saying? Like 4 nights a week. Going over each other's crib,
fucking
hanging
each
out.
other bitches. But look,
Shut up.
they ain't ready for that version. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's entertainment. A lot of shit like the dark side, we ain't gonna talk about that, goes into entertainment.
You can.
Go to my Facebook page. I'll tell you all about it.
But but this is a good segue into the next thing in terms of like, we don't just do this shit. Well, I hope you just don't do this shit just to do it. Like some people do it for like the women and the attention, but I'm hoping that you are trying to elevate your career, right?
This is the only job I've ever wanted to get better at. Every other job is like I'm happy with a like cost of living increase.
Say
like,
it. Amen. Amen.
I'll
Jesus.
take that 3% every year, but this is the only job where I'm like, fuck, I want it.
Because you love it.
Yeah, because
you fucking love it.
And I want to get better. Like I want to go to the next level. I know there's levels, and I want to get there. I want to like.
You're very serious. I see by your Facebook posts. You talk about like I don't know you as a person. Like I have not hung out
I'm
with
cool
you
as fuck.
outside of like comedy. Like you are a comedy motherfucker. Like me and him. We have done all types of crazy. Like, I've like been passed out in places, like just done crazy drunk, just crazy dumb drunk, alcoholic.
Y'all ever been naked together?
No,
Dumb ass up, nigga.
shut your ass up. But I'm saying that like me and outside of comedy, me and E-Dot, like we just kick it as kind of like just
regular people though.
We just regular people.
But you
like,
gonna click like that with certain people, like you friends with.
It's not a knock to you. I'm saying that's a really
Yeah.
good thing about you is that like you're so focused on making it. Like that's a dope thing. I'm the same way.
I got in so late. I feel like 33 is already kind of late to get into comedy, start doing this shit. So it's like,
what was you doing before comedy?
I was doing help desk IT work, and and that shit I didn't want to keep up with it because like it changes all the time. Like I don't give a fuck about this. Like I fell for the commercials that you see on like the West with like, are you sitting on the couch not doing nothing? I'm like, yes, and then a fucking $25,000 later with associates that can't take nowhere. Like credits don't transfer nowhere.
Are you teaching math in the hood to badass black kids and Mexican kids that you don't want to teach?
Do you want to teach in Inglewood?
So like just
Are
getting
you
into
hungover?
it so late, man.
Yes.
But nah, I mean it's interesting though because
What were you doing before comedy?
I was in corporate America, man. I used to be a DM for like PepsiCo.
What is a DM outside of a direct message?
District manager.
Dick massager.
It's like the people that you see putting up the chips in like the stores. Like I was their boss.
We call those
I had
merchandisers.
Yeah, I was their boss. So I was in corporate America and shit, trying to climb up the corporate ladder. And then when I got in trouble and I got blackballed from corporate America, that's when I started doing. Then I started taking it serious, and I was doing it full time for like a minute. Some of the best, most fun years of my fucking life, but it was like some of the most irresponsible years too, because we used to get fucking wasted. And I'm like, man, I'm like 32
Remember
years
that
old.
day? Remember that day?
And I'm like not waking up to 8:30 in the morning. I ain't got no job. I got this condo. I can't keep up with these mortgage payments. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm having fun. That shit was irresponsible.
I cashed out a
Remember that
401k.
day? We went to that gas station. I think it was a BP, and you took some girl's like fur jacket, and then you started like dancing, and I had the gas. Like we were so drunk that night.
We was reckless. We used to do some wild shit.
We were never naked, okay? But we would always.
These niggas be naked.
But I'm gonna talk about this man for a second because like I don't live here now, but like just what was that 7 years ago?
Yeah.
I didn't have a room. I didn't have.
Oh, thank you.
Can I have some whiskey too?
And can I get
Please?
a water too, please?
And I'm sorry, we asked way too much.
Can
I'm
I
sorry.
get some weed, please?
I remember the same time when I'm teaching that Rudy with you. I don't have a fucking room. I'm living on this nigga's couch. No privacy. I'm having sex. He coming down, wash clothes. Like, I'm getting mad. Like, go upstairs. Go upstairs. Like it was an imaginary door I didn't have.
Shit.
But it's times like when you just think about all that shit that and people hold you down. Like, I swear to God, when I have an opportunity to bless you with some shit later in life, nigga, you gonna be blessed.
Damn.
Because like you held me the fuck down when I needed you. For
But
real.
nah, that's just real
I'm getting
shit,
drunker
'cause,
and drunker right now. I might start
because-
crying. Like, it's
no,
happening.
hold on. So Doc Love has lived with me. Dave has lived with me. Brandon Denise lived with me. And like a lot of comics used to come into town, used to stay at my crib. I was like the comedy refugee camp.
Cause
you was I had a nice ass condo, like 2 flat. You know what I'm saying? So and then even when we started doing like our comedian potluck, this is how much of a family we was. So it was a lot of comics who didn't really have a lot of family around the holidays, and motherfuckers be depressed. Like y'all know about comedians being depressed or whatnot. Like, you know what I'm saying? The whole mask, if y'all never knew what this meant, like if y'all see like shows when you see the happy face mask and the sad face mask, it's like you happy on stage and you give off a facade, but like when the curtains is closed, you like depressed and drinking and alcoholics and drug addicts. That shit's real. So I'm like, man, you know what? Fuck that. Let's start doing a potluck. So if you ain't got no friends or family or whatever, you not from here, fuck, we gonna do a potluck. And that started like a tradition. And it was like a lot of people used to come to my crib on like at the end of the year, like around like after Christmas, and we would just kick it. And that just really made our bond that much more closer. So even then, like, you know, you hear a lot of shit that y'all don't know about when comics go through. Baldhead health was fucked up. He caught COVID. He almost died. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And like a lot of people be down and out. I mean, like we didn't loan each other money. You know what I'm saying? We didn't like
paid my Cricket Wireless bill when I didn't have no goddamn money.
Yeah, it's a lot of shit. So a lot of stuff that y'all see on stage when people talk about stuff, a lot of that stuff is real. Thank you. It's actually real. Like I have like it's a soft spot in my heart for comedy. Like I never. It'll be so hard to walk away from stand-up. I don't think I could ever do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have an attachment to it, and like that's just one of the special things about this scene. You know what I'm saying? Like Duz is like one of my best clients. I sell like life insurance out like for my day job. He one of my best clients. He done bought like 6 policies. Right, he done bought like 6 policies for me. He done gave me like 3, 4 referrals, and then for business. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of shit. Like
this for my baby mom. He lying. Gotta throw that out there.
But don't let her find out how much you are worth.
But
you're worth dead.
Like it's like I done been to like when I done been to his wedding, all of that shit. Like we actually become real friends. I know his family. I was there when he proposed to his wife.
You was there?
Yeah, in the kitchen.
You didn't stop me, nigga.
That shit threw me off. What the fuck is you doing? It was too late.
Help,
motherfucking enabler.
But yeah, like this man, one of the dopest things, man. I actually love like all my comedian comrades, man. We might not talk every day now, and the pandemic really threw a lot of shit off. But like, man, what me and Dave do, like the energy, the synergy is just it's authentic.
Synergism.
Yeah, it's authentic though, man. So yeah.
It's like everybody, we really fuck with each other hard, you know. We really do. I was talking to Roy today. What people don't know about comics, we spend more time with each other than our families. You know what I'm saying? We're with each other every night. We see when people are drunk or don't have no money or calling you, they're in jail, and you got to go get them out.
All that's true.
And they got a show the next
day.
You got to get them to their show. It's a lot of shit.
I had to bail out comedians. I'm not going to say their names. People
getting drunk, he about to start spilling all that.
So I'm gonna say this tonight, like for the comedy show later on I'm hosting, like I'm not gonna be worth shit. I'm just telling you right now, I'm in a good mood. I might say some things, but I'm not gonna be funny. I don't care.
Wait, before you, but how many of us got phone calls at 1 or 2 in the morning where another comic is about to kill itself and we gotta fucking go save this nigga? Man. And some nights you be like, just do it. Just kill yourself. I'm tired.
You're not gonna make it anyway.
Oh
just
man,
it,
comics and relationships.
Oh
my gosh. Oh, they be so fucked up over broken hearts, man. You be like, man, damn boy, you look weak as hell right now, but fuck it, I got you.
Yeah, it's real.
It didn't happen. Like everything.
You know why? Because we don't really have infrastructures like that. Like I think most comics, let's keep it 100.
Fucked up.
We're not civilians. It's something about us that does not want to be.
We're dented cans. That's what this other comics. We're like, you see a can in the grocery store that's dented. That's what comics.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You don't want it. You don't like. You look over it though.
But that's what makes us able to project what we see because the way we think and how we view the world. That's how we can be funny because it's actually a fucking it's a thin line between being a comic and a genius because it's not hard. Like I mean, it's not easy. You guys just can't come up here
and a psychopath.
So
you like Kanye, right? R. Kelly, like well, okay, never mind. But I'm saying, but like it's the level of like genius.
It is,
but it's also a level like motherfucker, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like
we just look at look at the world through a different lens. Like we could look at we might look at the same type of scenario that's going on, and you look at like, oh, okay, that happened, but we're like, oh shit, I saw this. That was funny. It probably happened because of this. Damn, you take that on stage, you make it a bit, and it should be fucking hilarious.
Because we're twisted. It's like all these people died from COVID, and my baby mama didn't get it. But look, the main thing is, see how I made that work? Y'all gonna hear that again tonight during my set. Yeah.
But I mean, it's really it's like an art that you have to hone on. And I mean, it feels good when people actually appreciate your shit. Like, Erykah Badu say, like, I'm sensitive about my shit. Like, that's how we all are. You know what I'm saying? We sensitive about our shit. Man, and it feels so good when you just out and about minding your business and somebody walk up to you like, yo, ain't you such and such? You like, damn, motherfucker know me? Yeah. And especially when they can recite your joke back. Like, you tell that one joke, I'm like, damn. Like, okay.
I was at Kimbark, our old spot, Kimbark Liquor Store in Hyde Park today, masked up. Somebody was like, Dave Hellum? And I started crying, and I was like,
you a crying ass motherfucker. You look like you're crying for some shit like that. So.
It's me. Because in L.A., no one gives a fuck about you. I'm just like, it's me, man. This is me.
Wait, what they say? There you go. What? What was?
Huh?
What they were saying?
No, he just said Dave Hellum. He's like, man, I'm a fan.
Okay.
I was going to save this for the show.
Yeah, that was good shit. Nobody recognized.
I'm going to read a letter that somebody sent me today.
Wait, the only thing I get is, hey, you sold me some bad shit before. I apologize. I'm a comic now.
See, I look like every bald dude with a beard, so I don't stand out to nobody. It's just.
Then this
he sent you an email?
This is how you know I'm not lying. This is from Charles Karpovich. I got cancer, and you're my favorite comedian. Is there any way you can send me some merch? like
shit not real.
Like a couple of T-shirts, XL, and some of your CDs. Hey, because I have CDs. I would appreciate it very much. Hold on. It gets worse. Hold on.
Ain't nobody with cancer wearing XL.
Exactly,
nigga. Nobody with cancer wearing
that's
XL.
Roy. That's one of our friends.
I'm like, you lying? Because like you said it. Like you a medium at most, right? So like if you got cancer, right? I would appreciate it very much before I pass away. Thank you for your time. And God bless you. Hope to hear from you soon. Like, what?
Listen, I want you to reply and say FaceTime me. And you better look sick, motherfucker. I want to see tubes. I want to see all that shit.
Oh, man, this is so fucking good.
That's terrible,
man.
nigga.
I needed this so much. I needed this shit
I'm
so
trying to look
bad.
for this one message that I had got.
That you wrote yourself?
Hey, can I tell him that? I want to tell him that story, Dave, about the last time I saw you at Jokes and Notes, and you got in this white man's car, right? Dave Hellum, we leaving Jokes and Notes. And Dave was just a regular dude, he told y'all the story.
I was Davy Boy.
He was Davy Boy. And he was just a regular dude trying to do his thing in comedy, selling shoes to get by. And it was one night he got into this white guy's car. He was in there for about 4 hours. I swear to God, we was out in front, and we was like, what the fuck is Dave doing in that dude car? All I know is when he got out, this nigga life changed. Like, he got on fucking TV shows. He moved to L.A. He's fucking writing for That's So Raven.
He's Dave Hellum now.
I'm like, he fucking joined the Illuminati that night.
This the shit we be talking about with comics, you know what I'm saying? We bust each other balls.
He
like this
joined, I'm telling you, he got fucking, we went out to L.A., this nigga treating us, he got money.
Man, hey.
He got, like this dude took, we was at the Comedy Store, right?
In the green room. They don't let nobody back there.
But it's different levels of green room. So it's like a basic green room. This dude got access to so we go in there, it's fucking, it's like real big people back there. And they like, hey, Davey. We like, nigga. You is somebody now. So I believe that night, in front of Jokes and Notes,
I sucked the right dick.
You
right.
sucked some
I got
cock.
you. Right, all right. That's what happened to me on 47 and King. Just sucking white dicks.
It was worth it. Because now he's engaged. He's the man. And he got money now. So if you still got that white guy's number, just give it to me. Pass that motherfucking shit.
I can't even find that message though.
It's gonna be a fun show tonight,
Oh my
man.
God.
This is about to be fire.
I don't got no more jokes. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
I don't either. Y'all gonna have about to hear all the. Actually, I'm not even gonna tell no jokes. I'm just gonna talk to y'all.
Oh my
I don't
God.
care. I do not care at all.
Yeah, this is
I do not
fun.
care.
I mean, it's cool because it's like it gets to the point like where even like people who come to shows on a regular that's not comedians, it's like they become like part of like our clique too. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, like Allie do stand up, but like you don't do it that often.
Yeah.
But it's like
Come on, man.
I see it.
How you gonna say that?
Like, yeah, you do comedy, but like
no,
you don't.
hey, look, I done put money in Allie pocket. That's my nigga. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
like, she's a comic, but she don't do it all the
Am I
time.
lying though? Am I lying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but no, it's just some real shit though.
She's
So
not
what
on
you
my
like,
level.
man? But I love Allie, man. Allie motherfucker like
She
my
plug.
that's my motherfucking.
But I love
my
you.
Ace. Okay, yeah, the Tito's
Have you
kicking in.
have
but
you
it's
had
my
sex with
motherfucking
her
ace.
before?
Shut up.
But Allie has like, man, like she was my door girl at one of my most successful
You
shows.
definitely
Shit,
boned
though, you
then.
know what I'm saying?
Because comics bone all they door girls.
No,
Not
that
all
never
of 'em.
happened though. But I'm just
Shut
saying,
up.
like, man, we become connected to like certain people. 'Cause you got certain people who fans who just come to a lot of shows who just really enjoy stand up. And I think one thing about Chicago, like Chicago, really, I think y'all take stand up. A lot of people take stand up for granted. You know what I'm saying? Because we got such a dope ass fucking scene here. You know what I'm saying? And the perspectives and a lot of the shit that we talk about is like y'all can feel. The it's so much shit to like. This is a very unique city, you know what I'm saying? And it takes like comics, good comics, to actually break that shit down, you know what I'm saying, and make it funny. Cause everybody like the energy here can be off. When you come to comedy shows, you laugh that shit off though, man. And so that's really much what I got to say about the comedy scene. I love Chicago comedy scene, stand up.
We need to wrap this up soon,
Yeah.
so people can like get drinks and kick it a little bit. But I want to say this, man. The stand up is like. We put so much emphasis into it, but what I realized is like stand-up is like the nipple, and comedy is the titty, and I know this sounds wild. Hear me out. We put so much emphasis to be like the funniest comedian,
Okay.
but when you put your energy into like the other shit, the other platforms, like being a dope actor, being a dope writer. Like, that allows you to be the comedian that you want to be because you can be as funny as you want to be. If people don't give a fuck about you, they're not going to give a fuck about you. The number one thing about comedy that I think that people need to understand is likability. People have to be a fan of you. If they're not a fan of you and they don't like you, you can be the funniest person in the world. It's like, it's only going to go so far. So it's like, don't put all your eggs in this stand-up shit because we ain't getting no younger. Ain't none of us here younger than 39. I just turned 40. Right? No, I'm sorry. No, don't do that.
Old as
Let you
fuck.
That's one of my former students.
He old than a motherfucker, yeah.
What up, bro? What up,
God
Jaleel?
damn, y'all trying to get us faded out here.
Listen, I got a question, Dave. Can you
Thank
like a comedian? I mean, can you? Because you said something that I always tell people. Can you find someone funny that you don't like? Cause I didn't like all the comedians I don't think funny. I don't necessarily like them, and the people that I find funny, I like them.
I think not liking somebody automatically makes you think I can't fuck with them. Like the
worst.
minute you don't like somebody, you're just not gonna
Right.
fuck with them. So it's hard to even find them
It
funny.
was a point I didn't like Steve Harvey, so I didn't feel he was funny. You know, I
Right,
didn't like
yeah.
him.
That part. But you're agreeing with what I'm saying. Like
Right,
like
but-
when people are a fan of you,
Right.
they're going to be entertained by what you say,
Yeah.
right? So put emphasis in terms of being like not an asshole, but also being like just better than average. Like I mean, you want to be a dog. I get that on stage. Like you just try to be the best you can. But my point is not even that. My point in all this shit is that like the money is not really in the stand-up. Like, do you really want to be on the road going to buttfuck Indiana, to Michigan to do shows in casinos? It's like the money is in the TV shit, the acting, the writing, like just
The money is. Let me tell you, the money. Put the camera on. The money is.
You about to say some shit.
The money is letting Tyler Perry fuck you. That's where the money.
Hey, yeah, he ain't never, ever gonna
End
get
of the
on.
show.
Never
Let's
with that
get this shit
though.
started, man.
let's
Hey,
get
but,
ready
hey,
for the
before,
show.
Before,
Hey.
hold on. Before we wrap it up, before we wrap it up though. Yo, I want to give it up. Nah, that shit was funny. But look, No,
That's
like,
structure.
That's
Like,
the host. That's the host that want to come
like
back
we
and get
all
the room
we
back.
all came up in the scene around the same time. Like, but Dave, what you have accomplished, man. Like, man, I'm proud of you, bro. Like Dave, his episode of That's So Raven came on tonight. He just did his hour special. Like that came out on Monday.
You gonna talk about all the shit I'm gonna talk about doing the show, but I got you.
I'm just saying, like, yo, like, proud of you, bro. Salute. You went out to LA, you making that shit happen, and
Love
a few
you, man.
other friends, but like, y'all give it up for Dave. Y'all give it up for Jason Graves. Make sure y'all follow the page. We
Yeah.
do this podcast every Thursday at 8:30 Central, 6:30 Pacific. Make sure y'all follow the page.
Follow
Jason
the page
Graves.
on Facebook, please.
Follow all of us on stage.
Marvin
Phipps, Eli Hamilton.
Abi Sanchez.
I've been Dave Hellum. See y'all for the show in a little bit. Thank y'all for the podcast. Peace.
Oh, we got the guys.
That was the weakest applause ever. Y'all was like, yeah. This is why I don't come home.